Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Sarita, and today I'm going to explain you why kids lie, what these lies actually mean, and I'll teach you 4 clear steps to handle lying without yelling, threats, or shame. So your child learns honesty from connection and not fear. Most parents face this moment when you ask your child a simple question like, "Did you finish your homework?" And they look right at you and say yes, but they haven't touched their homework at all. Lying can trigger panic, and we jump straight to big fears. Is my child becoming manipulative? What's going to happen if they continue to lie like this? I want you to breathe for a moment and know that lying is not a sign that you're failing as a parent. Lying is not a sign that your child is broken. Let's clear the biggest myth once and for all. Kids don't lie because they're bad. Kids lie because their developing brains is trying to solve problems in the easiest way they know. Research from Dr. Lee at University of Toronto shows that most children begin experimenting with lying between ages 2.5 to 3. And this is the same developmental window when children begin to understand something called as the theory of mind, their ability to realize that my thoughts are different from your thoughts. Once a child understands that you can't read their mind, lying becomes possible. Large studies of preschool and early school age children shows that up to 90% of kids would lie about something when given a chance. And this includes small lies like, "I cleaned my room, I didn't take that toy, or I didn't spill that." These lies typically occur in simple and predictable situations. When kids feel overwhelmed, they feel embarrassed, they feel scared, or eager to please. Ages around 8 to 12, kids develop stronger executive functioning. This means that they can plan ahead, they can anticipate consequences, they can consider someone else's perspective, and organize a story. And these skills make lies more believable. When your child lies, they're actually attempting to solve a problem. And they're using deception to solve that problem, often because they lack the necessary skills or courage to solve it honestly. Interestingly, the ability to lie successfully is actually a sign of intelligence and brain development. To tell a lie, a child must first know the truth, then quickly stop themselves from saying the truth, and simultaneously create and track a false story in their mind. And all these skills rely on the part of the brain which is called prefrontal cortex. Now, let's talk about the most common reasons for why kids lie. Number one is the need for self protection. This is the most fundamental reason. Kids lie to avoid pain, and the pain comes in 2 forms. The first is the fear of punishment, which is the number one driver. If your child fears your reaction, that could be yelling or a consequence, they learn to lie as a self preservation tactic. For instance, a 12-year-old might claim their homework was lost rather than admit that they simply didn't do it because the fear of disappointing or receiving a punishment from a parent or a teacher. The severity of the lie frequently mirrors the perceived severity of the expected punishment. If the emotional or disciplinary cost of telling the truth is too high, the child's brain, which is governed by stress response of the limbic system, will opt for the quickest route to safety, which is the lie. This dynamic teaches your child that the lie, not the truth, is the safer choice when they make a mistake. The second form is the fear of failure. Here, the lie protects child's ego from the shame of being inadequate. For example, a child might say that they already brushed their teeth or they understood a difficult math problem when they simply didn't do that activity. This is to avoid the stress and confrontation associated with admitting that they failed or they are overwhelmed. Number two is the need for social gain and approval. Kids often lie to gain social rewards and boost their self esteem. This type of lie is focused on improving how others see them. They may exaggerate stories or fabricate achievements, like claiming a parent is famous or that they went to an exclusive party, because they feel a deficit in their self worth and desperately need to be seen as respected, included, or cool by their peers. This also includes lies, where a child lies to protect someone else's feelings and maintain a social harmony. A 10-year-old might compliment a friend's terrible drawing just to keep the friend happy and maintain social harmony. The lie's goal is to improve their social standing or prevent emotional discomfort in a relationship. Number three is the need for independence and autonomy. This motivation is most dominant in teenagers. They lie to claim their independence and create a life which is separate from parental supervision. When a teen lies about what they did or where they went, it's often a form of boundary testing. They're trying to establish control over their own choices and personal information. They lie because they believe that truth will inevitably lead to their freedom being restricted. And they view the lie as the only path to achieving autonomy that they developmentally crave. For example, a 16-year-old might say that they are at the library studying when they're actually meeting a friend at a park. Lying is a skill gap, it's not a character flaw. Kids lie because something in the situation feels unsafe, overwhelming, or embarrassing to them. Our job is not to punish lying. Our job is to understand the why and then teach honesty, responsibility, and communication to our kids. Now, let's get into the practical steps. These 4 steps work for toddlers, school age kids, preteens, and teens. They reduce lying over time because they build trust, safety, and communication. Step number 1 is to stay calm and regulate yourself. Many parents react with shock or anger and say something like, "Why would you lie to me?" or "How dare you lie?" or "I can't believe you." These reactions create fear, and fear fuels more lying. When you stay calm, you send a different message. You send a message to your child that they don't have to lie to stay safe with you. Take a pause before responding. Breathe, slow your voice, keep your body neutral, and use simple phrases like, "I'm here, let's talk," or "Let's figure this out together." You're not ignoring the lie, you're refusing to treat it like a moral crisis. Calm makes honesty easier. When your child doesn't fear your reaction, they stop lying to protect themselves. Step number 2 is to look beneath the lie. Don't rush to correction. Ask yourself what might be driving your child's behavior. Is your child afraid of getting in trouble? Are they embarrassed or overwhelmed? Is this a skill gap? Kids rarely lie to us. They lie for themselves. They lie to avoid the discomfort. For example, if your child denies eating candy, but the wrappers are in the trash, your first reaction may be frustration. But pause and ask, why would they lie? Is it because of fear? Is it because of impulse control or shame? Once you understand the root cause, you can respond in a way that teaches and not escalates the situation. Step number 3 is to coach them towards honesty without shame. This is where teaching actually happens. Kids learn honesty through guidance and not punishment. A do over gives your child a second chance to tell the truth without fear. You might say something like, "Let's try that again. Let's tell the truth so we can solve it together." This shift their thinking from "I need to hide" to "I can fix this." When you keep your language simple and supportive, you imply that you care more about honesty than perfection. Stay curious instead of accusatory. You can replace "Why did you lie?" with "Help me understand what happened." Because when you accuse your child, it shuts them down. When you're curious, it opens them up and it avoids shame. When you use statements like "You're a liar" or "I can't trust you" or "What's wrong with you," you unfortunately increase lying because it damages the connection. So you have to focus on teaching honesty, responsibility, and repair and not punishment. And that's where is our step 4, which is to solve the problem together and create a repair plan. Once the truth is out, shift into the problem solving mode. Kids lie less when they know that the truth leads to solutions and not punishments. Walk through 3 simple questions. What happened? Let them share the story without interruption. What can we do to fix it? Because this builds accountability without fear. And how can we prevent this next time? Because this teaches skills they can use moving forward. When kids learn that the truth leads to support and solutions, not shame or fear, honesty becomes the easier choice. Now, while occasional lying is a normal part of development, frequent, pervasive, or malicious lying signals that a child is struggling and it requires intervention. Lying becomes a problem when it's habitual, malicious, or associated with other negative behaviors that can disrupt your child's life or lives of others. At that point, it's no longer about avoiding a single punishment, it's about a core pattern of interaction. Lying is particularly problematic when the intent shifts from self protection to actively harming or exploiting others. If you notice these kind of signs, you have passed the developmental stage and you're dealing with a behavioral problem, and it is the time to seek professional help for your child. If this video resonates with you, please like and subscribe. If you need more help, you can reach out to me to schedule your parenting roadmap call on my website, www.parentingrefreshed.com.